was 3 years old, November cold. Mama washing clothes, then the world broke loose. Radio crying, mama on her knees. Kennedy gone, I didn't know what it meant, but I knew what grief looked like. My sister just born, life starting new. My brother shook nights no one could undo. They called him limited, called it done. I told him I'd make him well someday. I meant every word I said, but promises don't stop time, and love don't always win the fight. Still somehow through the losses and breaks, I'm still standing when it counts. I've carried a weight you couldn't see long before it ever showed on me. From a boy who hoped to a man who tried to fix the world from the inside. I've fallen hard, I've stood back up. I've lost a lot, but I'm still here enough, and I wear that belt to remind myself where I've been and why I live. I grew up heavy inside and out, books and coats that never quite fit right. Dreamed of healing, studied hard, white coat, wedding ring, a borrowed star. Family medicine, years on call, fixing lives while mine grew small. Then the years stacked up like unpaid bills, pain pills, scans, and take these stills. Diabetes, strokes, numb one side, cane in my hand, a chair inside, 320 on the scale, back cut open, still hurting, still hoping. I'd healed everyone but me. I was running out of time to see. I've carried a weight you couldn't see long before it ever showed on me. From a doctor sworn to a body break, and still believing I wasn't done yet. I've fallen hard, I've stood back up. I've lost a lot, but I'm still here enough, and I wear that belt to remind myself where I've been. Telling stories just like mine. First the veggies gone, then the doubt held on. Eating butter, salt, and thyme. Crazy way they all said so, but the pain let go. One quiet day at a time. No insulin, no heartburn flames, no bottom lines, no constant pain. Blood runs calm, the fog lifts clear. I feel like I did 40 years. I carried a weight you couldn't see, but it don't own a damn thing now. And me, I walk upright, I stand my ground. I'm not the man they counted out. I've fallen hard, I've stood back up. I've lost a lot, but I've healed enough, and I wear that belt wrapped round my back to remember hell and never go back. It's not shame I carry, it's proof I survive, and I plan to live long enough to watch my grandson's life.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kiltz Health live stream with Dr. Nelson. I am your host, Dr. Nelson, and I'm coming to you from Central Florida. Thank you for being here. Let's take a look. We have here Cheryl, David, Larry, Tom, and of course, the man we're going to be talking to in a moment, the Highway Health Coach. I like that shirt.
Thank you.
Where are you today?
Somewhere in Nebraska.
All right. So today we're hitting the road with a true pioneer in the transportation industry, Brandon Fowlet, known as the Highway Health Coach. We're gonna talk about that handle. Is a full-time over-the-road truck driver and a Kiltz Health Certified Coach. He's on a mission to prove that you don't have to sacrifice your metabolic health for your career, even where you're living in a cab. Today, we're talking movement, ancestral human nutrition, and how to stay healthy in the fast lane. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, doctor.
So, are you on a break just for this, or what's the deal?
Yeah. So I got started on the road this morning around 10. Had a PM done on my truck, which for anybody that's not in the transportation industry, that means that I got preventative maintenance done, oil change, lubrication, all that stuff.
Mm.
Got that handled, got out on the road. I am currently en route to Idaho Falls, Idaho to deliver some asphalt shingles for a roof. And as time got closer to be on this interview, I found me a rest stop to pull into, and here I am.
All right. So, have you had anything to eat today?
I did have, what did I have? I had some eggs and a few strips of bacon this morning, but that was like hours ago.
All right. Before we go on, I want to remind folks, in case you haven't gotten your tickets for this weekend, if you're still thinking about it, we're going to be in New York on Saturday with Christopher Brandlin in Huntington Place, Long Island, from 4 to 7. And then on Sunday with Luis Lotito and me, we're going to go to a Mets game, and then we're going to go to a Korean barbecue. Unfortunately, you're nowhere near Nebraska right now, so unless you're
Yeah.
on your way to New York, you're not going to be able to do that. But you can go to kiltzmeetup.com and find all of our upcoming meetups. Later in the year, we are going to do a screening or two for movies, documentaries coming out. And we're going to be in Albany. We're going to be in Chicago. So come and join us in one of those occasions. You can find all about it at kiltzmeetup.com. And if you're watching, you're not a member of the Kiltz Method tribe, go and sign up. It's free. All you need to do is provide your email and you're in. All right?
And they send you awesome emails.
Okay. So, Brandon, for those that don't know you, please go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your story and why you decided to become a health coach, among other things, and what health improvements. I love hearing stories of healing. Unfortunately, yesterday I found out a friend had passed away from
I'm sorry to hear that.
complications of diabetes.
Mm.
He was 60, which is a lot younger than me. But it saddens me, not only because of the family. I have even a little bit of a convoluted connection to his family through friends, and but anyways, it saddens me that people have type 2 diabetes and nobody tells them they can reverse that. Anyway,
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. But
go
to,
ahead
to
and
introduce myself, my name is Brandon Fowler. I've been an over-the-road truck driver for the past 10 years. Starting out when I went to CDL school to get my CDL, I pretty much looked just like how I do right now. I was considered thin, fit, healthy, all that stuff. Um, Over the road was what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be home every night. I didn't want to do the same routes every day. I wanted to explore the entire country. And the only way that you make money in the trucking industry being over the road is by staying out and continuously moving as much as possible. Because if you're sitting still, you're not getting paid. So I would stay out for a month at a time, sometimes 2 or 3 months, um, traveling the country, seeing all the awesome things around this country that I could possibly see. So it didn't take very long at all, within like the first year or two, uh, for my weight to really start going up. And I had no idea at all about nutrition, health, all this stuff. Like none of it really interested me at the time until I started having complications with my health. Um, at my heaviest, I ended up weighing like right on the doorstep of 300 pounds. Um, Stuff like that, when it creeps up on you, you don't really even realize it because you see it every day, but you do start to feel it. And it used to boggle my mind when people would say, just listen to your body, do what it's, trying to do what it's trying to tell you to do and all this other stuff. I thought people were crazy. Like, how do you listen to your body? Well, my knees were hurting, my back was hurting, I couldn't think straight, my sleep was horrible. I couldn't even complete sentences most of the time. I'd just lose my train of thought. Uh, my focus was detrimental. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Trucking is not built around health. Trucking is built around getting a load somewhere as quickly as possible and getting to the next load. It's logistical nightmare, and you suffer for it as the driver. Your dispatcher gets to go home every night. Um, Everybody that's around you stressing you out on the road gets to go home every night for the most part. You're sacrificing so much, including your health, while being out here on the road trying to keep the world moving. Because without people like me, you literally have nothing. Like things can be brought in on a train, but the train doesn't go to the store. It has to come off the train onto a truck to the store. Nobody would have anything without people like me. And as my health got worse and worse, um, I actually have a friend of mine who has a PhD in human physiology, and I started to hear him talk about keto, and it kind of sparked my interest. But I don't like vegetables. I've never liked vegetables. Um, my parents would they would probably rather pull a tooth out of a tiger's mouth than try and get me to eat a vegetable. So it sparked my interest because there was a lot of talk about weight loss and feeling better. And he was on keto for, I think it was 2 or 3 years. And then he started talking about this thing called carnivore. And that was the first time I had ever heard about carnivore. So I was like, hey, I love steak and hamburger patties and, chuck roast and all the other things. Like, I could totally give that a try. And he also wrote a book called Body Science. And I bought it and read it. I'm actually rereading it right now. It's that good. And it just completely, it's like a dam bursting. Like I read that book and everything just like went crazy. I couldn't stop reading enough about it. I couldn't stop learning enough about it. So after I read that book, I had to start implementing practices within my truck to make it work a while out on the road. So it really wasn't that hard. I had to get a freezer. I had to get.
Okay, he got temporarily disconnected. Hopefully, he'll be able to jump back in. Uh, there we go. Welcome back.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yes, you were mentioning whose book was it that you were reading?
Oh, his name is Dave Champion, and it's called
Okay.
Body Science.
Okay.
So I read that book, and it made everything, it sparked my interest so much I couldn't stop learning more about it. So I implemented it in my truck. I went full-fledged carnivore. Um, are you still there? Do you got me?
Yeah, got you.
So yeah, I read that book. It sparked my interest so much. I started learning nonstop as much as I could. I implemented full-fledged carnivore in my truck. I bought a freezer, I got an electric skillet, and I got an air fryer, and that's pretty much all I use. So at the doorstep of 300 pounds, going full carnivore, within 4 months, I lost 100 pounds. And that was no exercise, no movement. I was just sitting in my driver's seat for 10 to 11 hours a day of my drive time. So I completely reversed everything that was wrong with me, including my weight, my prediabetes, my achy joints, my brain fog. The list goes on and on. Everything went away within the weight went away in 4 months. Everything else from 4 months to about 8 months, like my whole entire life changed.
Have out of curiosity, have you had any? Oh, before I ask that, how long have you been carnivore now? For how long?
Um, I wish I would have started keeping track of when I started, but it's been about 6 or 7 years now.
Okay. So, in 6 or 7 years, have you had any blood tests done?
I did it once or twice, but
Uh huh.
it's so hard for me to do stuff like that because my home time is so irregular. So I don't get it nearly as done as much as I'd like to. But the last
Okay.
time that I did do it was several years ago, and my blood work looked fantastic.
Okay. How about before that? Before you started carnivore, where you mentioned prediabetes and you mentioned brain fog and joint aches. By the way, 40 plus years, I've seen plenty of truck drivers as patients. Almost every one of them have back pain.
Oh yeah.
Uh, did you have any back pain?
I currently do not have any back pain.
But before?
Oh yeah. So in the trucking industry, we call it trucker's vertebrae, and it's that lower lumbar area of your spinal cord.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the biggest reason why that gets to aching so much is because the air ride seat, among other health complications, but the air ride seat is the biggest cause of it. So that air ride seat is bouncing down the road and it feels great because you're not feeling all the potholes. But what they don't tell you is uh, because it's doing that, it's stretching and it's compressing so much throughout the day, like it's destroying your disc or it's slipping a disc out.
Yeah. Haven't I can't remember having seen anyone that has been a truck driver for at least, I would say, maybe at the beginning you won't, but 2 3 years and on, if you're driving that long, and I've seen patients that have been driving 20 years, you always have some back pain, and that bouncing, as comfortable as the seat could be, that constant bouncing is gonna get you, so to speak.
Hmm.
So uh you
That's
lost all
why I
this
keep my seat
weight
on the floor.
and you started feeling better. At some point you decided, okay, you probably were already talking to people and telling everyone, because we have the tendency to do that. We have had great results, and we either start telling strangers, or people who are friends and family ask us when
Oh
they
yeah.
see us, right? So when did you decide to do a health coaching course?
Well, that's actually a funny story. Yeah, when I started seeing the results of everything that was going on, after I went carnivore and got into a ketosis state. I couldn't shut up about it. I was telling anybody and everybody that I could. Um, my trucker friends that I talk to while I'm driving down the road, if they ever introduce me to anybody new over the phone, it's like, this is the doctor or this is the health coach, and all that fun stuff. But as I started gaining more and more knowledge, because in my free time out here on the road between loads or getting unloaded or loaded or whatever, um, I go the extra mile than what typical people do. A lot of people just like to listen to podcasts and all this other stuff. I've got a mini library of college level books in my truck that I read. If I'm not doing that, then I'm reading the nutritional and medical journals. I'm getting down into the science of it because that's what intrigues me. It's not about being right; it's about being factual. So that's what I do in my spare time. And if I'm not doing any of those, I like to argue with vegans online. So um, I was doing that one day, and um, the guy that I really consider a best friend now just randomly found me in the comments section on a vegan post and just saw me in the trenches, just going at it, arguing with like five different people at the same time. And he's like, he messages me and he's like, have you ever thought about being a health coach? And at the time, I didn't even know what a health coach was. Um, I was just spreading the good word as far as I knew it. And so he started telling me about it. And that's as soon as he told me about it, like the next month, I was enrolled into a health coaching course. And I finished it in 4 to 6 months, one or the other. I just really dove into it. And that was last September that I got fully certified as a health coach. And since then, I have acquired six more certifications, and I'm working on my seventh now.
So you're serious when you say I have a library of stuff in there and educating yourself. And that's good because a lot of people follow other people blindly and they don't do their own research. So, you know, when we find about something and we do the research, you can validate those things that you have learned. Because I believe, I could listen to 50 people and I listen to a lot of doctors and a lot of people who are not even doctors, but I want to see it.
Yeah,
I want to
that's the exact
see the
same way that I am.
evidence. Show me
Exactly.
what you're saying is actually true, right?
Yeah. People can talk
Uh,
all day long, but if they have nothing to back it up, I'm not just going to believe you because you say so.
yeah.
I
All
have about
righty.
four or 500 studies saved on my phone as my personal nutritional medical journal library.
There's a lot of stuff out there, and because of the internet and the speed at which new research is coming out, it's it can be a daunting thing to try to keep up. And then, unfortunately, a lot of what's published is crap. It's
Yeah, you got to learn
not,
how to read a study and actually interpret it.
yeah. All righty. So, have a couple of comments or questions, and one of them, this is not a question, but I wanted to point it out. Rocking Coach Amy, my husband is officially a retired truck driver this month.
Lucky him.
uh, and we do have a question. And I have a bunch of questions as well, but put
Go
your
for it.
questions in the chat, QQQ in front of it so I don't miss it. And if I miss your question, please put it up, put it again. How hard is it to eat carnivore over the road? And how do you cook a lot in your truck?
At first, starting out was very difficult because it's like, how do you get to the grocery store when you need to? How do you prepare food and how do you store food and blah blah blah. It took me a couple of months to really get everything down pat. So I bought a 55-liter, 59-quart freezer. It's portable. I keep it on my top bunk in my sleeper berth, and I have it plugged into the wall. And I can store. Currently, I have 9 steaks in there and 12, 24, 36 hamburger patties plus a 4 pounds of ground hamburger. So that'll last me uh, close to a month, if not a month and a half. So I buy in bulk. And depending on what I'm cooking, typically everything gets cooked in the air fryer. Um, I also have eggs. So if I'm making eggs, I cook those in my electric skillet. And that's pretty much it. It's that quick and easy.
Can I ask what brand is the air fryer?
It's Steak and Butter Gal's air fryer, the Tasty.
All right. Yeah, we have a link to the Tasty as well. And let me find it. I'm going to post it in the chat for anyone that's interested. If you follow the link, you will get a discount. And I just happen to have received one today. And I think maybe I'm jumping the gun, but Alia just emailed me that we're apparently going to give away a Tasty air fryer in our Chicago meetup and in our Albany meetup. Any chance you can get to any of those, Brandon?
It really just depends because I never know where I'm going till that day.
All right. Well, check it out. Check out the dates for our
We'll
events at kiltzmeetup.com, and we have them there. So the code is Dr. Kiltz, DRKILTZ, tasty.com/Dr. Kiltz, and you will get a discount if you're interested in that air fryer. I think the good thing about it is that everything where you cook is none of those toxic non-stick materials. So check it out.
And if you're into cooking steaks in it, I highly suggest checking out their iron skillet little grill thing that's an insert for it.
Okay. So what is the biggest misconception truck drivers have about healthy eating? And while you were explaining what you have right now, the refrigerator that you bought and all that, I bet that before you changed your way of eating, you had a bunch of stuff that came in either a box, a bag, or a can, didn't need refrigeration, and you had it ready to eat. And you were probably, I'm taking a guess here, you were probably constantly putting things in your mouth during the day while you're driving, because there's not a lot of else to do. You need to, of course, pay attention to the road. But was that the case?
Absolutely, it was. I ate all day throughout the day. I was always hungry. To
So
answer the
what's the biggest
question,
misconception?
the biggest misconceptions that drivers have right now, as it pertains to health, is that um, they need to eat a balanced diet or count calories, or um, if at the very least they think that they need to move a lot and that they don't have time to do it. So those are like the top three.
Interesting. You mentioned count calories because I'm gonna put a link as well in the chat about a article I wrote. It's published in Kiltz Health. So let me put it here. It's about the fallacy of the calories in, calories out. And you can click on that and read it at your convenience. Okay.
Yeah, I stopped counting calories when I used to measure macros and calories. When I started seeing that I was eating between, 5 to 6,000 calories a day, I just stopped counting because the fallacy that you have to be in a deficit to lose weight was not working for me because I was doing it in a surplus. So I just quit all that and just started eating.
All right.
Hey,
And
Justine, I
how
seen
many
you in
times
there.
how many times a day do you eat?
Um, I try to keep it around 2 to 3. So I might do breakfast,
Okay.
I might not. I do try to eat between a window anywhere. It really just depends on how my day looks. If I'm getting up late to do whatever, or if my day's just further behind than what it was the previous day. So I try to keep my window between 12 and 4. Um, I eat a big meal then. If I'm in a late day, or if I'm just still hungry at the end of my day, I'll have a light dinner late after I get done driving. Um, so it's anywhere between 2 and 3. I just try to make it big meals when I eat.
And you mentioned right now, I was going to ask you what were the top three things that you eat, but you mentioned you have some steaks, you have some eggs, you have some ground beef or beef
Burger
patties,
patties.
uh,
Hmm.
and that's what you normally keep at hand and stock enough that you don't have to worry from day to day, well, what I'm going to eat tomorrow, right? As you travel through the states, you may find some places where there's not a lot of options, right? Do
Yeah.
you
So go ahead.
do, do you ever have to stop, or do you ever want to stop at a fast food place and try to eat something that is within your diet?
Sometimes I will. I try not to do it very often. As easy as it is to just throw a steak in an air fryer, sometimes I'm just like, I'd really like some Wendy's hamburger patties with some bacon strips or something. So I'll go in there and, I'll get me some bacon patties, or not bacon patties, hamburger patties with some bacon strips. And I get the double quarter pounder without the bun and the mayonnaise and all the other junk that comes on it. Um, that's typically the only place that I like to stop if I'm going to eat at a fast food restaurant. Everywhere else, I don't do it.
You've been eating like this for a while, so I'm sure friends and family are used to it. But what did they say at the beginning? And are there any of them that still question your, your life choices and your diet
Oh
choices?
yeah. Um, so I actually have a friend named Hunter, and he's listened to me talk about this stuff so much. He's practically certified at this point just by listening to what I have to say. But at first, people think you're crazy. Oh my God, your cholesterol levels are going to kill you. I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm not dead. And he has since gone carnivore, so he's doing it. I have some other friends that are interested in it, um, but for whatever reason, they haven't started yet. A lot of them are typically like, I don't have the money. I keep trying to tell people how cheap it is. But as far as family goes, I have yet to convince anybody in my immediate family to go carnivore. I do have some vegans in my family, so that's always fun. Um, but it seems like the people close to you, um, they hear you, at least in my experience, but they don't do what you say. No matter what the results and the science and anything else says, they just, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. You look great, by the way. Appreciate it. Why don't you do it? But it seems like I catch more flies with honey by talking to just random people, and then I show them my before and after pictures, and they're like, "Wow, like you did that just by sitting in your truck? Like, yeah, you can too. Talk to me."
It's a funny thing, I guess. I've had the same experience. Family members or friends who have seen the changes, right?
Hmm.
From here to here, and they've known me for some all my life. Many of them for 30, 40 years, and they've seen the different shapes, and they've known the health struggles I've gone through. And now that they see the difference, and I tell them readily, like, hey, I reversed my hypertension. My A1C is 5.4. I could tell them all the good things that have happened and get blue in the face, and they're dealing with some problems that I know that will get better. I'm not extremely dogmatic. You don't. I think it's the best way, carnivore all the way. But if you at least just cut most of that stuff, and especially anything ultra processed, the things that come in a box, a bag, or a can, man-made foods are fake foods, right?
Hmm.
And if you eat real food, you can improve your health. Some of us need to go to the extreme, because I know how to do keto, and had lost weight with keto, but I had to go carnivore to really be able to go all the way, because that's what I needed. Some other people can do it. By the way, you can lose weight even counting calories. The thing is maintaining that. Most
Yeah.
calorie restrictive diets basically end up with you being hungry, and you're gonna, hunger always wins.
Yeah.
All right. So, how did you shift away from the processed foods and the seed oils, and when you were learning about this new way of eating, was it difficult for you, or did you just jump in right into it?
Well, I pretty much just jumped right into it, but there was a level of difficulty with it because when I started my awakening, um, I got very serious about reading ingredient labels, and I learned just how much soy and sunflower oil and soybean oil and just all the seed oils were in so much foods that I loved, especially all the sweets and treats and stuff that I had to give up as well. And at first, it was challenging because it's like it's in everything. What do I eat? Oh, it's not in the beef. I can have some of that. So the transition from going from junk to actual food, um, it wasn't necessarily hard because I love beef and bacon and all the stuff. But the hardest thing was giving up the things that I was, hormonally and chemically addicted to.
You mentioned an eating window of 4 to 6 hours, right? Is that what you said?
But I try to, yeah, this is like between 12 and 4 is what I like to eat within.
Okay. And is intermittent fasting or time restrictive eating easier or harder when you are on a long haul schedule? Or does it make a difference to
If you
you?
can get if you can get past the snacking phase, I think it's a lot easier because as you become more focused, so your entire day is just looking out of a window. So your mind is already focused on, all of your surroundings and everything else. You find some other way to keep your mind busy, so you don't snack as much. Mine is I like to listen to audiobooks and I like to listen to music every once in a while. So I do that, or I'm on a phone call with friends. It's learning how to adapt yourself and your habits for a better purpose. So, from going from snacking practically all day long with junk food, I implemented one of those three things that I just listed out to switch my mind. If I'm feeling hungry, I'll do this because now I've got to adapt myself from a false hunger signal to putting my mind elsewhere so I can get my mind off of it so my body stops. And that's a little bit of a learning curve. But once you get there and you master yourself, I feel like it's the easiest thing in the world. Like I see people asking about fasting all the time. I'm just like, just do it naturally. If you're hungry, eat. If you're not, don't eat. And when your hormones are regulated because of the fat that you're eating, then you just don't feel hungry. Like sometimes I have to force myself to eat because I know that I need the nutrients. So I'll sit down and have a steak or a couple of eggs or whatever. You don't ever really feel hungry anymore unless you're actually hungry. And that's what listening to your body is. Actually being able to tell what's what.
So tell us a little bit about movement. And I mean exercise if you want to talk about that. But your chosen profession is one where you're sitting for a long time during the day, right? 8, 10, 12 hours a day. You're very sedentary, just driving. So, do you have a series of micro movements, or do you have any specific? Have you incorporated any resistance training, light weights, stretch bands? You know, what do you do?
So I I do exercise now. I'm trying to be more involved in exercise to build strength. So I currently use the Dr. John Jaquish Biomedical X3 bar. So it's high intensity
Okay.
resistance band training. Before I got that, my main go to was basically calisthenics. So just basic exercise movements, squats, lunges, push ups, if pull up, if I can figure out where to do it. Um, just trying to move however much. So you got these steps on the truck, so you can do some stair climbs on that. Um, I I do flatbed. So this trailer, these are asphalt shingles that I'm taking to Idaho Falls. This is much more involved work than driving refrigerated freight or dry van or tanker or whatever. So sometimes I get a load that is needing to be tarped, and some tarps can weigh over 100 pounds. Lucky me, mine do. So I get exercise with the tarps. I get exercise throwing straps. I get exercise throwing chains. Sometimes I have to climb all over a load. So um, climbing, jumping, standing, kneeling, squatting, pulling, pushing.
You're getting plenty
I'm
of
I'm
movement there.
I'm definitely getting plenty of movement, but
Uh,
before all of this, like I've only been doing this for like 8 months. Before I did this, I was doing refrigerated freight, and what came with that was sprinting when the weather was nice enough to do so. Sprinting in a rest stop or a truck stop parking lot, or calisthenics movements, stuff like that. Just trying to get the blood flow from sitting for such a long period of time. That was the most important thing.
Do you incorporate any particular exercises for your back? You're not suffering with back pain right now, but you still, you have the influence of that constant bouncing. Do you feel like you need to stretch your back or do anything targeted to your back?
So I'm able to do a lot of core exercises with the X3 bar that I use. So that's helped out a lot, especially with the deadlifts. Um, I do like to stretch in general just because it feels good. So yeah, every once in a while I do stretch, but when I say I don't have any back pain anymore, like I don't have any back pain anymore. Like there's nothing there.
All right. Do you have blood pressure problems before?
I've been fortunate to never have had issues with blood pressure, but I consume
Okay.
enough salt now that I've gone carnivore to make a cardiologist flip their lid. So I'm very well regulated on my blood pressure, trying to keep it that
Well,
way.
I'm actually asking because I've done on and off DOT physicals for obviously for truck drivers, and one of the many problems that they have is when the blood pressures are very high, and they're sort of forced to go into the doctors because you guys are a class of its own as far as getting to the doctor's office. Uh, but many have problems with blood pressure, and then you don't pass your DOT physical, you have to come back within a certain time. That's why I was asking, because I have seen that frequently among truck drivers. All right.
Interestingly enough, just last night, actually, I was talking with a coworker and his wife, and his wife was one of those women or people in general that just think they know everything. And her dad's a doctor. So, oh, my dad's a doctor. So I know what I'm talking about. Okay, sure. But the reason why your husband's not able to reverse his type 2 diabetes is because he's consuming too many carbohydrates and snacking on all those M&Ms and drinking the energy drinks. Oh no, my dad wants him on a Mediterranean diet. Okay, well that's no. It's one of those things where I just had to put my tongue in my cheek and just be like, yeah, okay. Okay.
My response, my reaction to any comments like that is, well, are you healthy and do you feel good? Because if you're healthy, and you feel good, I'm not gonna waste any time trying to convince you to change something that's working for you. The thing is, many people repeat, regurgitate what they hear or what they, this is the healthy thing to do. Well, is it helping you? I'm very interested in getting your diabetes under control and put you in remission if possible, right?
Mhm.
So,
The biggest thing is that they see this on the side of my truck and then they walk up to me and just word vomit all of their symptoms. It's like, hang on a minute.
what does it say there?
That is my health coaching logo, the Highway Health Coach, and I have a
Okay.
QR code for people to scan while I'm out on the road. So yeah,
All right.
my mobile billboard, if you will.
So we have a question here. So, what is your approach to engaging with other truck drivers about eating healthy while on the road?
Well, kind of answered that when I was showing logo off, they see it and they just walk up to me and word vomit, everything that's wrong with them. And, what should I do? You should scan the barcode and fill out an onboarding form.
That's free. Very good. And it's basically your free marketing because this is your truck, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't own it, but yeah, I drive it. It's my truck.
Yeah. All right.
What's
So,
up, Teach?
Carnivore Teacher Alpha. Hello, John. Tell us about farm to freight
Yeah.
that you started to help truckers eat well.
So Farm to Freight is my own personal project. It's my little baby. Basically, I was in Pennsylvania one day. I was on Interstate 81 headed northbound. I took exit 20 to go to an Amish farm that's called the Family Cow. Last time I was there, it was just a little farm store and everything else. This is the first time I've been back in a long time, many years. And they have since built this ginormous store on their property that truckers can just go in, park on the side of the parking lot, walk in, grab your stuff, walk out, and leave. And I was like, you know what? Something like this would be great because I know that there's small farms all over the country. And I just, as I'm driving, I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking about how to, implement something like that. And it dawned on me, I need to make a route-based mapping system. So what I did is I basically created a map where farmers and producers, and I'm not dogmatic about it, only ranchers so that only truckers can buy just meats and stuff. If you want vegetables, you can a farmer or a producer can for free sign up to be a pinpoint on the map, and ranchers can do it too who sell milk, eggs, chicken, pork, beef, lamb, whatever. uh, it's free for everybody to use. Truck drivers, all they have to do is use their email, create a password, and they have free access to the map. um, so a truck driver can put in where he's at and up to 10 different stops if they've got like multiple deliveries to make. And once they hit the go button, it brings up an entire route, and it will show you any farms or ranches or whatever that are on that route that you can stop at. And I also made it available for the producers to be able to uh, list everything that they offer. So it's kind of like online grocery ordering. They can just see what's there, decide if they want to stop or go somewhere else that might have something different. So I've got up to like I've got either 5 or 6 farms on there right now. So it's slowly growing, but it's a grassroots movement that I'm trying to build up.
So if someone wants to do that, where do they go?
They can go to my website at thehighwayhealthcoach.com and the menu tab.
Okay.
If you're on mobile, it's under the menu tab. If you're on a desktop, then it'll just be a green button at the very top. And it's not just for truck drivers. So if you or Robert are out traveling the road, going wherever, you want to stop at a farm and grab something, it's for anybody that's traveling pretty much. RVers, business related trips, truck drivers, anybody and everybody can use it.
All right. Well, I don't know what George is talking about. He's calling himself the strong silent type. I don't think so, George.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Oh, George, good enough. Trust me, he likes to talk. And he wears a hat similar to what you're wearing and what I wear. Actually, his is usually black, like the one you have. Uh,
Well, this is one of yours.
Yeah. All right. So repeat again the website that they can find you.
So if you're interested in even just looking at the map, or if you're interested in any of my services, it's thehighwayhealthcoach.com. And it is the Highway Health Coach on all social media platforms, or not all. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and Threads are what I'm on right now.
All right. So the highwayhealthcoach.com. Go there, and I'm going to share it with people right now so they can see the website. Let's see. All right. So go there, the highwayhealthcoach.com. And hey, you have a free report.
Yep. The website is mostly truck driver based, since my niche is the transportation industry, but you don't have to work in the transportation industry for me to be able to work with you. So if you're not a truck driver, you can just ignore all the data and stuff I have on there.
Very important group of folks for all aspects of our economy, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So one last question. Have you been able to watch the cholesterol code?
I have not been able to watch it yet, but I am very eager to.
All right. I think if you go to cholesterolcodemovie.com, you can find all the screenings that right now are set up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I've been keeping my eye on it. It's just hard for me to be able to actually go.
well, I mean, you have a list, and also you
Yes.
know your route. So, but we are trying to show a screening on May 6th, 2026. So it's less than a month from today in Orlando. In Altamont. Altamont is just a little bit north to northeast of Orlando, but it's the greater Orlando area. It's basically, if you're in Altamont, you're in Orlando. So anyone that's nearby, please come. You can go and buy your tickets. You won't be charged until basically it's official. If we don't get to the number, we might have to cancel. But at the moment, we're planning to go with that. And hopefully, whenever the folks from Healing Humanity come out with their documentary, we'll be probably doing something similar, a little bit bigger for them. All right. Any last words?
Yeah, I got a question for you. Are y'all going to meat stock this year?
Yes, I will be there. Dr. Kiltz will be there.
Fantastic.
Are
I
you
will
going to be
also
at
be
Meatstock?
there. Absolutely.
All right.
This is my first time, so I'm very excited. So
Well,
if anybody else is going to go, don't be afraid to say hi.
there you go. Well, thank you for taking time to do this and share with us. Don't
Absolutely.
forget at 5:30 Eastern Time, we have a Zoom call within the community. Okay? So be there. We probably have a doctor guest 5:30 within the community. Have a good day.
You as well. Thank you for having me.